live. You know, those of us who do Facebook Lives, and probably many of you have done them too, we never really know until we see our face up on the screen of the computer that we're monitoring. We never really know if we've, you know, dotted all the T's and crossed all the I's, or dotted all the I's and crossed all the T's. And I realized I didn't turn my sound off. So I don't want this echo coming through. So thank you for being here. Good morning. I am Stampin' Dee Dee, and you are watching Stampin' Thursday Mystery Card Day. It's one of my favorite things, and I tell you that every time, and I really do love doing mystery cards. I watch other mystery cards, and I do it along with them. And you know, my initial one, I've said this before, my initial one is never the one that I'm the most pleased with. But I take that template and then I do it again and again. And I love it. I love doing that. So I'm glad you're here. And I hope you enjoy the mystery card today. And I hope you're going to play along. I posted the clues a couple of days ago, so that, or the supplies, so that you could play along. Before we get started on that, I want to just mention my monthly stamp club. My February monthly stamp club is, I'll be introducing that next Thursday. I'll be showing you the cards that will be included, the kits that will be included, but I just wanted to mention it today. And I will be featuring this stamp set. This is the Share a Milkshake stamp set. And it's on page 12 and part of 13 in your new mini catalog, which I hope all of you have. If you don't have one, let me know, and I'll get one to you. But the February monthly stamp club will be featuring the Share a Milkshake bundle. Now, if you don't have it, the kit will not include any stamping. So I try to design the cards. You'll get 8 cards, 8 card kits, 2 each of 4 designs. And I try to design them so that if there is some stamping, you can substitute something else that you might have. This is an adorable bundle. And, you know, I would encourage you to look into getting it. If you want to make a purchase and you don't have a demonstrator, I would love for you to go to my store, deannablackman.stampinup.net, and take a look around, and you can order from there. So, all right, I think I've shared everything I needed to share. Be sure and tune in next Thursday to get all of the details about the February Stamp Club. All right. So let me turn the camera down. Just bear with me now. All right. I've got it down pretty low so that you can see everything. This is my blog, and I post everything, all the details, the measurements, everything on the blog. So if you don't catch something as it goes by, the link to the video will be on the blog, as well as photos of the project. So be sure and go there, and if you go there, be sure and click follow, and that way you'll be notified for every post that I make, and I post everything I do on my blog as well. All right, if you're watching the replay, thank you for doing that. I will be posting this on YouTube, probably right after I finish this live. So if you watch it on YouTube, thank you for doing that. All right, let's get going. These are your clues. or this is clue 1. These are your supplies. You'll need, and this is a Funfold card, and I wanted to make sure you knew that. And so it's a little bit trickier than your normal card, so I am going to help you along the way just a little bit, make it a little easier for you. But these are your supplies. You need a piece of cardstock at 4 1/4 by 11, and you're going to score that 4 different times, at 3, at 5 1/2, at 8, and at 9 1/2. And I hope you've already done that. Then another piece of the same color cardstock, which would be 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and then a coordinating color of cardstock cut at 4 by 5 1/4 and 1 by 11. And this is going to be a belly band. The 1 by 11 is going to be a belly band. Then you're going to need some designer series paper. DSP is just short for designer series paper. You're going to need some designer series paper. You're going to need 2 panels of 1 1/4 by 4. And I did those, each of those a different design. So I'm not sure that I made that clear in all my supply lists, but the 1 1/4 by 4, you'll do 2 of them, and I did each of those 2 a different design, different pattern. Then you'll need another 2 panels of designer series paper at 2 1/8 by 4, and you can either make these 2 totally different patterns, but what I did was I used, well, I think on my samples I used the same pattern as I did for the first set. So I only actually have 2 different patterns, but they're cut 2 different ways. You know, once you see this made, you'll know that you can do this so many different ways, and that's what's so fun about it. All right, and then you're also going to need another piece of 1 by 4. And that can be the same or a different one, whatever you want. And then you're going to need a basic white piece of 2 1/2 by 4, another scrap for the sentiment, and you can use a label, one of your label punches, or cut a square or a circle, and you can put your sentiment on that, as well as maybe 1 or 2 of the little images that you've gathered. And then you're going to need another piece at, and more scraps for your stamped images. And you want to have several stamped images, small things, stamped, either die cut or fussy cut. On a couple of mine, I die cut them. On one of mine, I just used the designer series paper and fussy cut some. So you don't have to have a die cut machine and dies to do a beautiful card like this. So you'll see on the sample that one of mine it's just using the designer series paper. All right, and then if you want ribbon on it, you can cut off a piece of about 8-inch ribbon. All right, are you ready? Okay, let's go. Let me put the clues away, or the supplies. I keep calling them clues. Here is clue number 2. So you're going to fold that 4 1/4 by 11-inch piece of paper, and I'm going to demo that for you because it says starting with the widest fold, and it says Fold Valley. So this is, I don't know if you can see can you see my scores? I don't think you can. No, this is the widest one. This is the score line right here. And let me put this under here. There. This is the widest one, and it says Fold Valley, so that means this is the valley. So I'm going to fold it that way, and then it folds mountain. So here's my mountain. Here's my valley. So valley, mountain, valley, mountain. All right, So there is your Funfold, and you want to take your bone folder or whatever you use to burnish, and you want to burnish it really, really well, because a card like this never lays flat. But the more you burnish it, and the better, the more chance you have of it laying flatter, not flat. It'll never lay flat. All right, so I wanted to demo that for you so that you get started off the right way. So here is this is your Funfold. All right, I'm going to set that aside. Make sure you've had time to burnish yours. All right, I think we're ready for clue 3. So now this says to adhere the 4 by 5 1/4 cardstock to the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch piece of coordinating cardstock. So you're going to glue those together and set them aside. I'm going to give you a minute to do that. That will be an easy step. All right, that's not a hard one. So that's clue 3. Here's clue 4. Now open your Funfold cardstock with the widest section to your right. I showed you what that widest section was. To your right, and position your 4 pieces of designer series paper on the 4 coordinating sides of the card from left to right, leaving the space on the far right empty, and then adhere these pieces down. So you're going to position them first. Decide how you like it. You might even position them and kind of mock fold it to see what it looks like. Open it back up. Turn your pieces back over. Decide which way you want your pieces to be. Which side of your designer series paper you want to use. You have several options. Once you've figured out how you want them to look, make sure the space on the far right is still empty, the wider one. Then glue those down. I'm going to give you a minute to decide which way you want those and to glue them down. There's so many different ways you can do this card, and I love that it uses designer series paper. I love using up my designer series paper. So this is another one of those cards that allows us to use several different pieces of our designer series paper. And then you can always decide which side you want to use as well. Several options. So place those out, decide which way you like it. And you don't know the end product. So this time, it's just a trial and error, right? You don't really know what it's going to look like. So you just decide what you want to go with, do it, and then after you see the completed project, then you make more and do it exactly the way you want it to look. At the end of this, I'll show you, and I've done this before on my videos, I'll show you the template that I made, so that anytime a month from now or 2 months from now, and I'm not going to remember what this Funfold is supposed to look like, but I can pull out the template, and then I have an idea of what it's supposed to look like, and I make another one. All right. I hope I've given you enough time And if you're watching the replay, of course, you can always pause it and catch up. I don't see that anybody has commented. If you're watching live, if you just say hi, so I know that you're watching. And tell me if you're making the card or not, because I don't want to run off and leave anybody. All right. Okay, we're going to go to clue 5. Let me take clue 4 and put it over. Here's clue 5. So now you're going to adhere this Funfold piece centered to the larger matted piece, putting your adhesive on the back side of the empty fold and unfolding to the left. So I'm going to demonstrate this too. So I've already, this is my larger matted piece. Maybe I can do it like this. This is my larger matted piece. And this was the Funfold piece that we did earlier. So all you're going to do is, all you're going to do is put adhesive on the back of this side. So I'm going to put adhesive right there and right there. And I'm going to center it on this matted piece. So it says adhere this Funfold piece centered to the larger matted piece, putting your adhesive on the back side of the empty fold and unfolding to the left. So now we have it centered, adhered, and unfolding to the left. All right. That's your free demo. So get yours glued down. Hi, Kay. You're not doing it? Oh, you're going to want to go back and do it, though. I promise you. But thank you for coming on. All right. So you have that piece adhered down now. All right. We're going to go on to clue 6. So clue 6, the basic white piece is for you to write your greeting on. So you can add a small item or two, leaving some blank space on this basic white piece, and then adhere it to the empty space. So this is what you're going to put on that empty space, that white piece. And if you want to stamp an image down in the corner or put a couple of your pieces on it, you can do that. This is the time to do that. Hey, Ruth, hello. I am so glad you hollered out, and I'm glad you're watching. You'll love this card too. I promise you will. All right. So that basic white piece, you've added a little something, you've stamped something or added an image to it, and you're leaving enough space, though, on it to write your greeting, your sentiment. You know, love you, Clinton, Deanna. And then you're going to adhere that to the empty space. That's clue 6. All right, we're going to go to clue 7. Clue 7. The 1 by 11 inch piece is for a belly band, and it needs to be done next. So for anybody who might not know what a belly band is, here's that piece, 1 by 11. And here's my card. And it says, so wrap it around your card, adhering it loosely in the front. So I'm just going to take it and do this. Wrap it around and adhere it loosely. So I'm just going to put a little adhesive right here and adhere it There. And it's loose. But you can see we need that to hold this Funfold down. So this is our belly band. That's an easy step. Give you a minute to do that. And we're going to go on to clue 8. Clue 8. Position the belly band so that the images you plan to use will show. In other words, you're going to put your images on this now in a minute. So wherever you're going to put your images, you're going to want your belly band to allow them to show. So this just kind of helps you to know how much room you've got to put images. So if you want images at the top, then you're going to allow space there. All right? So now it says to add the sentiment piece, the label, to the belly band. So now you're going to add that label, and you're watching to make sure you've got room for your other things to show. Add your sentiment piece, the label, the white label, to the belly band. And a bow, if desired. And if you want to stamp a sentiment on that, be sure and stamp a sentiment on that white label. All right. This is where you can tie your bow and add a bow to that white label if you want. Or you can wait and do that at the end. All right. Clue 9. I'm trying to get it under this. Clue 9. Remove the belly band and add any images desired to the labels. So this is where you're just going to, or to the layers. This is where you're just going to go in and add your images to the layers. And you're going to play around with that, and you're going to position an image and then fold it and see what it looks like. This is the part where when you come back and make your own card, it's going to make a lot more sense. And after you see the samples, it's going to make a lot more sense. So remove the belly band, set it aside, and add images to those layers. Now, I know that that will take a little bit of time, but I also know that those who are watching, Ruth, you're not making it, are you? Are you doing the card? You didn't get on early enough, I don't think. I know Kay's not doing the card. If you're doing the card, Ruth, I'll wait and give you time to add those images. But if you're not, then I'm going to move on. No, okay, all right. So if you're doing this, watching the replay or on YouTube, this is where you want to pause it and give yourself time to add the images to those layers. But we're going to go on. All right, clue 10. So now you're going to slip your belly band back on, and you're finished. You're going to slip your belly band back on, and you're finished. That's it. That's it. It is not a hard card to make. And I sat down last night. I wanted to do one more. And so I sat down and I did one in less than 15 minutes. So, all right. So are you ready for the big reveal? You want to see one of the cards? All right. Here we go. So I'll show you the first one I did. So this is the first one that I did. And this is using that Kindest Gnomes set. And I did use just a round label. And I stamped and put the bird and put some grass and a sentiment, wishing you the most magical of birthdays. And I put a bow on it. All right, now I'm going to take my belly band off. Looks like my belly band got stuck. Set it aside. Then here's my card. I've got the little girl gnome and a flower behind her. This is the little guy gnome holding the heart. Makes it perfect for a Valentine card. I used this from the Chic set. Now I can't think of the name. I don't have it right here in front of me. But I cut that out of that one. Then you open it up. And I put some more grass. I fussy cut the little squirrel. I think it's fussy cut. And the bird. And put those inside. Left room for my sentiment. And there. And they all show just a little bit. Put my belly band back on. Slip it down. And there's my card. So that's the first one I did. Did that not turn out cute? All right. Sample number 2. On this one, I used the Seaside Bay, by the seaside. Why can't I ever remember the names? Seaside Bay and Season of Chic. The other one was Season of Chic. This is Seaside Bay. So I used the Designer Series paper and some of the dies from this set. So thank you for everything on my belly band. And I slip that off. And this is the oyster with the pearl. I wanted that one on the front. And I used that brushed stroke. Let me get it. Hold on. Why did I not leave it out? Well, now I can't find it. Hang on. I'm looking. Well, I know I had it right here because I used it. I'm not seeing it now. There it is. Ah, thought I couldn't find it. This is called Dry Brushed Metallic, 12 by 12 paper. It is gorgeous. It's in your catalog, your mini catalog with the desert bundle. But it's got the blue in it, and then it's got the petal pink, soft succulent Cajun craze. So I used some of that paper to cut out my oyster and to cut out some of my grass. So here we go. Open it up. And this one is out of the Share a Milkshake set. So I like to go back and use those as backgrounds on other cards. So I die cut the bird, stamped and die cut the little birds, and didn't put a whole lot on that, but enough. And then left room inside for my greeting. All right. So that's sample number 2. All right. Here's sample number 1. Sample number 2. And sample number 3 is the one I did in about 15 minutes. And I used just the designer series paper. And this is that celebration paper that you can get with a $50 order. You can get this paper. And I die cut the flowers. Now, there is a stamp set and a die set that coordinate with it in your catalog. And I can't, there again, I can't think of the name of it, and I'm not going to be able to find it that quickly. But it does coordinate with that. And so if you get that, you would be able to die cut your flowers. But you know, those flowers are not hard to cut out at all. So one night, sitting in front of TV and watching TV with my husband, I just sat there and I fussy cut these flowers. Just sat and did that while I watched TV. And so now I have a whole bundle of them ready to use on a card. So there's my belly band, and that paper, isn't it beautiful? It is so pretty. And I just added a strip of the paper along this end, a couple of the flowers, and who would not love to receive that card? So you see that it can be easy to do. All right, there are the 3 cards, your 3 sample cards. Which one do you like best? Which one do you like best? Which one? Kay, which one do you like best? Ruth, which one do you like best? I know you're going to reply here in just a minute, and I'm going to grab that paper pack. So this is the Favored Flowers Designer Series paper that you can get in the Celebration catalog. And it's got all of these wonderful flowered sheets. And some of them are really easy. Like this one is really easy to die cut. So, like I said, that night I sat in front of the TV, and now here's all of my die cut flowers. Look at all of those that I have ready to use on a card. So that one, Favored Flowers, and I'm going to look and see which set it coordinates with. It coordinates with Fragrant Flowers Bundle. So there it is in the Celebration catalog, and it coordinates with the Fragrant Flowers Bundle. So you see, it does have dies to cut these flowers if you get that bundle. But it's also easy to fussy cut. So, all right. Ruth says 1, you like the gnomes? I'm assuming that's the one you meant. And Kay likes the flowers. You know, I loved that the flower one was so easy, because these others I had to fussy cut. I had to cut and get out my dies and cut, and these I had to color. And of course, I love doing it, but this one was so easy to make. So that is it. That is our mystery card, our mystery Funfold card for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you will make this card. I'll be posting all of the instructions on my blog, stampinddspot.blogspot.com. They'll all be on the blog with photos, so you'll know exactly what to do. I did want to show you too. I showed this the other day. I have an old paper pumpkin box with Funfold templates. That's how I use this. And in this box, I have all my Funfold templates, but this is the one for this card. And I wanted to go ahead and put some designer series paper on it because I wanted it to, I wanted to be able to see how to do it. And then I've got all my instructions written out right here. So I can go back now, a month from now, or 2 months from now, and make this card again and have all my instructions handy and ready to go. And a visual sample. I am such a visual person that I need that visual sample. All right. Well, thank you for watching. Kay, it was good to see you. Ruth, I'm so excited that you watched. And I hope it's a little warmer there than it is here. We had snow. Was it yesterday? Day before yesterday. Tuesday night, it snowed here, which was fun. It was fun, but it was cold. All right. And if you're watching the replay, thank you so much. And if you're watching on YouTube, I hope you'll share it with others. It's a great card to share and make together. All right. We'll see you later. See you next Thursday. Bye-bye.